Alright, lovelies, let's try and do this. Oh, I'm trying to give you 3 chapters a day, at least. So let's try. I have no memory of where I left off. So be patient. I've got my water. So tonight, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm fasting tonight. So I can't eat anything. Or drink anything other than water. And then, after that appointment, I then have to go to a driving lesson. And then, I get to go home for a little bit. And then I have to go to therapy. And then I come home, and I will read to you guys. So tomorrow is looking stressful. And, oh, I just got my period today. So. Yay! I have all the cravings in the world, and I can't suffice one of them. Not one. And I lost my $20 bill somewhere in my room. So even if I wanted to buy up, I just found it. Yay! Okay. Let's read. You guys don't want to hear about my life. You want to hear the book. I'm not important. The book's important. Wonderful. Under my breath as our school's fearless leader made his way toward me. His right knee locked and unbending, the result of a sharp wound he suffered in the First Iraq War. I would have hurried down to shorten that distance, but eventually every student in Fire Lake knew you didn't acknowledge the principal's disability, not unless you wanted a 20-minute lecture on how little the injury affected him. Yes, Mr. Myers? You have an appointment with Dr. Lowell today, he said sternly, a burly, broad-shouldered man in his mid-60s with a thinning gray hair framing around his face. He wore plaited gray pants and a plaid button-down every single day. Leaning on his cane, Myers scrutinized me over the rims of bronze-framed binoculars. Yes, I know, sir. He gave me a severe look. Your special session is not canceled despite all this announcement hubba-bubba. And whatnot. I was told to inform you of this specifically. A sigh escaped before I could stifle it. Yes, Mr. Myers. You had a birthday over the weekend, did you not? I stiffened in surprise. I did. Cautious. Why are you keeping track? Myers eyed me closely as if expecting me to say more. I had zero intention of doing so. Well, he said firmly, his non-cane hand rising to scratch a wrinkled ear. Okay then, see to it you're on time. I will. Dismissed. I beat a hasty retreat into second period. Jack was sitting at his desk, twirling a pen in his fingers. That looked fun, but the big man one. Just a friendly reminder to visit my psychiatrist. I collapsed into the seat beside him. We stuck together in our classes whenever possible. From our freaking principal. I hate this in Bradtown. I nodded, more disturbed than I was letting on. Myers often seemed interested in my therapy sessions, and this wasn't the first time he delivered a message from Dr. Lowell. The connection didn't feel right, and why'd he ask about my birthday? You'll think he'll try to go to college with us? Jack asked. An old joke, but I snorted it away. Andrew E. Myers had been our principal for life, moving up through the system in lockstep with my class. The uncanny timing of his promotions meant I've never had another administrator despite attending 3 different schools. Biology, Spanish, to lunch. Biology, Spanish, then lunch. Tack wisely avoided the cafeteria, leaving me to eat by myself. Students bunched together, knots whispering about the announcement, even striving to outdo the last with how little they pretended to care. But their laughter rang hollow, betrayed by tapping feet and dry-washed hands. The afternoon proved more painful than the morning. In Algebra 2, Mr. Human assigned a worksheet we completed the week before, then spent the whole period refreshing his phone and glancing at the clock. In 7th period, Miss Cameron kept losing her place and repeating herself. After her 3rd attempt to explain the Cent arc, she gave up and blessed us all and dismissed class. I packed up quickly, hoping for a sleep sprint through the parking lot. I hadn't seen Tack since math. Our schedules and had gym and health flip-flopped, and Tack couldn't care less about European history, electing to take home economics instead. But my hopes for a clean getaway were dashed. Exiting the main building, I heard laughter reverberate across the courtyard. A crowd was forming in the corner near the parking lot. Crap. I sprinted over and wormed through the ring of onlookers. Ethan had levered on Tack's arms behind his back and was forcing his face downward toward the concrete. Flaying, my friend fought to free himself, but he was giving up at least 50 pounds. Today, Toby and Chris were grinning, edging Ethan on, while Jessica and the other members of the cheerleading squad pretended to protest. Sarah watched impassively, seeming bored beyond the circle. Noah was leaning against the walkway post, eyes drifting. The more Tack struggled, the more the mob swelled. Ethan, let him go. He glanced at me and smiled. Oh, hey, Melinda. Glad you're here. Tack's about to sing Bad Blood for us, and you shouldn't miss it. Seeing me watch, Tack thrice twice as hard, his eyes narrowing to slits in a way I'd seen many times before. Let me go, douchebag. I'm warning you, or what? Ethan asked with a lilt. You said so many nasty things about my family, and now we're in a feud. I want you to sing about it. We all do, right? Laughter erupted all around. Faces bore hungry expressions as if seeking violent release to the day's unmemorable tension. This was getting ugly fast. Ethan yanked Tack's arm higher, eliciting a painful yelp. Have any more funny jokes, Thomas? I'd love to hear them. Or maybe you're all tapped out for now. That's not what your mother said. Tack kicked out a foot and missed. A low ooh rose from the spectators. Chris Nolan giggled. Toby danced and hooted. Ethan's eyes went flat. Damn it, Tack. I seized Ethan's arm, felt his muscles ripple. He looked down at my hand and then back up, blinking roundly. For a split second, I wasn't sure he recognized me. Take it easy. Tack's just running his mouth like always. Ethan shook his head, shrugging it off my hand. He spun Tack around and grabbed him by the shirt, pulling him close. You can't talk to me like that, Thomas. Not ever. Kiss my ass. Tack's head rocketed forward, catching Ethan across the nose. Ethan's hold loosened and Tack wiggled free. But he didn't run. The idiot. To everyone's astonishment, Tack leapt at Ethan and swung. Damn it, Tack. Ethan bolted. Not Ethan bolted. Ethan blocked. Ethan blocked instinctively, then slugged Tack full in the face. A second louder "ooh" rose from the crowd. Tack dropped to the ground like a boneless chicken breast. "Stop!" I jumped to stand between Ethan and my friend. "That's enough." Voices yelled for me to move. Chris and Toby were laughing, encouraging Ethan with cries of "Finish him!" and "There can only be one!" Jack had pulled himself up against the post, hacking and spitting. "That all you got?" he wheezed, wiping back his hand across his mouth, then calmly regarding a red smear on his wrist. "You hit like a bitch." "Don't!" I shouted at Ethan, arms shooting wide. "He's down. You won. Okay?" Ethan looked me in the eye, blinked, and then he stopped. Arm around me. He stepped, arm around me, and stomped on Tack's hand. My friend howled, and Ethan squatted down to eye level. "Ready to channel your Taylor Swift, Thomas? Warm up that pretty voice?" Hands balling in a fist, I was about to do something stupid when a voice carried from behind the circle. "Yo, Ethan!" Ethan looked up, annoyed. He spotted Noah, who tapped his watch and pointed toward the parking lot. "Let's get out of here, man. I'm starving." "But Tack hasn't swung yet." Across the courtyard, a door swung open. Principal Myers stepped outside. "What's going on here?" Tilting away with the others, in moments only people left were me, Tack, and our principal. Myers stretched over and stared down at Tack, frown lines pressing his forehead. "Bit off more than you could chew again, didn't you, son?" "Inner ear infection." Tack rose unsteadily to his feet. "I fall down a lot." "Who did this?" Myers asked sharply. Tack remained silent, eyes on his sneakers. Myers grunted and turned to me. "Miss Wilder? Care to share who pummeled Mr. Russo? Although I bet I can guess." I opened my mouth and then closed it. This was Tack's call. "I see." Myers removed his glasses and began cleaning them with a handkerchief. "Well, normally we'd go to my office until I had this sorted out, but today is not a normal day. If things go well tonight, assuming we have good news." He shook his head testily as if unsure to continue. "We'll discuss it tomorrow." Myers pierced me with the glare of a disappointed father. "Can you see that Mr. Russo's injuries are properly attended to? Without missing your appointment?" "Of course." I scooped up our packs. Tack straightened his clothes with an exaggerated dignity and began limping toward the parking lot. Myers watched us for a long moment before heading back inside. I caught up with Tack by the curb. "Hey!" He halted, with his back to me. I put a